Not bad. Not bad at all. Thanks for showing us that, Mark. A little bit of rotten stuff on the bottom, but up here it's all good solid wood. Very nice. This is the little CZ 4-inch electric chainsaw that Mark was showcasing on his channel. And I really enjoy this thing. It's pretty good. Heck, I'll have a lot of firewood tonight, and I won't even have to get up in the middle of the night to cut more because I'll have it all done before dinner. All right, so the mini chainsaw. I've pretty much extinguished both batteries, or either that or the thing went onto some sort of thermal overload or something like that. I'll try it again a little bit and see if it just got hot. But I was able to process all that. I do kind of wish I'd have brought my axe because a lot of those pieces are pretty big around, bigger around than I want to use for this fire. So I wish I'd have brought my axe to kind of split them down a little bit, but that's okay. The ones that I can baton, I'll just baton, and the ones that I can't, they'll just go in. They'll just have to wait for the fire to get a little bit hotter. Maybe I can split them a little bit and drive a wedge down them or something like that and split them that way. So wouldn't be that big of a deal, just a little more work. Right now I'm going to go ahead and just find some tinder and stuff like that. I think I'm just going to start my fire with a regular lighter. It's pretty wet out here, and even though it would be pretty easy out here, especially with all the fat wood that's laying around, to scrape some of that up, use my ferro rod and strike it off that way, or however you want to do it. I also have some of those little stormproof matches that I could use as well, but yeah, I mean, I have them. I know I can use them. I know I can use the ferro rod. I know I can light fat wood. I'm not too concerned about it. So here's my wood pile, fire pit, and there's the Trekker tent by River Country Products. And I was going to actually I was going to set up another little deal today and use fire for warmth, but with everything that's been going on, I'm just taking it easy. I'm doing everything the easiest way I know how. The next thing I'm going to do is take that little bushcraft chair. I don't know if you could see it leaning up against the tree back there. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to set that up, get my fire going, sit by the fire, drink some water, and probably just listen to a podcast or listen to some music and have a cigar. Maybe make some more video. I guess I'm going to put that stew together as well. I'll get that started. That way it'll be in the pot and it can cook for a while. Because I don't know if you'd call it a special treat or not, but I have something special-ish that I want to try out with this this potato stew, I guess you can say it is. But I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. I'll catch you in a minute. All right, so I've got the fire going. Got a few good-sized logs on there. Most of it's all burned down to hot coals now, but those 4 logs that are on there, they're holding their own pretty well, so I don't see any need to put anything more than that on there for now. This little fire iron set, I have to give credit where it's due. It may look a lot like the Pathfinder. I think they called it the backpacker set or something like that. I'm not sure. It may look a lot like it, and that's because I copied it. It's not the one that they made. It's one that I had the materials. I saw it on their website, and I fired up the forge and I made one. The only thing I think that I could do better with it is probably make these little support stakes just a little bit taller. That way I can get some more height above the fire. But as of right now, they're working okay. What I plan to do is I have a little hook that will attach to the bale. It's a little metal hook that I also forged, and it'll hook to the bale of this pot, and I'll hang that up underneath there. That's why I wanted the one with the 2 supports, because this is a pretty large pot. So anyway, I have some Bisquick. I may or may not make a biscuit tonight. I kind of doubt it. I might just use it as a thickener or something like that. What I am going to do is use this salt pork. This is only a couple of weeks old, and it wasn't originally in this plastic bag. This was just what I transferred it into just to bring it out here. I have a potato down there and a little bit of seasoning. So I'm just going to put the salt pork in this dish first, put some water in there, wash all the salt off of it, dump the water out. Then I'll cut up the potatoes and I'll put the pork in there, put the seasoning in there, and I'm just going to put it back over the fire here and just let it rip for a few hours and see what we get. May not even be a few hours, might just be a couple, but depends on when I get hungry. So let me get that done, and I'll show it to you over the fire. All right, now we've got it going on. So bushcraft chair is going over there. Tit's still going. Plenty of firewood. Little saw was just hot, so it works fine now. It just, I guess there's a thermal protection on it or something like that that just cuts it off if you really start to get it warm. But yeah, I cut a little bit more with it. Made a little change on my bushcraft chair, I guess you could call it. I started using this rope. That way I could just take that out, fold the thing up, and just stick it against a tree or something over there. And the reason is if for any reason I can't come back out here to take this thing apart, I know this rope will break down and just decay over time. So if for any reason I can't get back out here to take this thing apart, don't really have to worry about it too much, because I know this is not going to be like a piece of paracord getting caught in an animal's throat or something like that, or anything crazy, you know. But over here, we've got the Pathfinder bush pot getting broken in. So I will give you a shot of that real quick. Let me turn this thing around and I'll give you a shot of what's going on inside. So let's take a look here. This lid fits pretty tight on this thing. There we go. So potatoes and pork. Salt pork. Gonna see if that's any good. Let's see if I can get some of that seasoning to walk back down there into that pot. Oh yeah, you can see some of the pork in there. Just wish some of that seasoning would get off the side and go in. I'm trying to do this one-handed while holding the camera and all that, so it's not the easiest thing in the world. Might just have to take something and scrape it in there later. No big deal. But that's what we've got going on. So I'm just gonna let that cook away for a while and maybe have a cigar. I'm just gonna set that on there lightly. It doesn't need to be very tight. All right. I'll get back to you when it's taste test time. Well, that was interesting. Took a little walk around to just explore the area and let my food cook. Excuse me. And I had a little run-in with a bear. Sorry, all I could get was kind of a grainy picture. You know, I was reaching for my my Derringer and and getting ready to get extremely aggressive at the same time while reaching for my phone, because I knew nobody would believe me. So I did manage to snap a quick little picture of him right before he ran off. But yeah, there's this little grass clearing, and it was just sitting there kind of looking at me. It stood up on its hind legs, and like it kind of sniffed the air a little bit, and then I stood up because I was kind of crouched down, and so I stood up and I was grabbing for my stuff and getting ready to go at him like you're supposed to, and that sucker, he just turned around and bolted off. He or she, whatever it was. Didn't really get a chance to examine it too well. But yeah, it just it took off. So now now I've become one of those people that screams "Hey Bear" every couple of minutes. That always irritates the crap out of me on alone, because you could yell anything. They don't care if you're saying bear or not. But yep, the only thing I could really think of saying was "Hey Bear." Oh man, I am so glad I bought or I brought the larger caliber instead of my normal little backpacking gun, which is a 22 long rifle. Um, I've got something with a little more bite to it today, so yeah, that was interesting. But anyway, to the topic at hand. Let me turn this. Okay, so there's my little fire pit. I'm gonna have to add some wood to it before long here. Just trying not to use too much wood before it gets dark. But here's my stew. It's salt pork, potatoes, and a little bit of Old Bay seasoning. So what I had to do with this, the first time I tried it, it was super, super salty. Um, so what I ended up doing is I changed the water out a couple of times. I think maybe only one time I changed the water out, because I put some water in at first and just kind of let it soak in that water and get all the salt, off of it, at least, if nothing else. If not out of it, off of it. So I washed all that salt off, just kind of let it soak for a little while, dumped that water out. I put fresh water in it, and I put it over the fire, and just let it cook for a couple hours. Just let it, even probably just about an hour, a little over an hour. It boiled, and then I dumped that water out because it was super salty, and put fresh water in it, and I let it just kind of really, really slowly simmer, just a very, very low simmer, for the last probably hour or so. And actually now it's about like you would expect chicken noodle soup to be. And so the salt and the seasoning is soaked into the potatoes really well. The potatoes are killer right now. Um, but honestly, for as long as salt pork can keep without refrigeration, you could throw a potato, some salt pork in your bag. If you can keep the bears out of it, talking to you, Yogi, um, may not be that bad of a deal for you. So that was a good experiment. I think next time I might do salt pork and hardtack. I did make some hardtack, but I'm going to be honest with you, I ate it all because it was good, in my opinion. So I'll have to make some more and bring it out here. Good morning, everybody. Sorry if you can't hear me over that little stove, which is what I wanted to show you this morning anyway. But yeah, as a recap of last night, slept well. No revisits from Yogi Bear that I know of. And no worries, we're good there. Now with the MSS, it was supposed to be around the low, let me see, what was it, low 50s? Yeah, about 51 or so last night. And the green patrol bag with the bivy bag was perfect for that. Not too hot, not too cold. And I just slipped the sleeping mat in between the bivy and the bag itself. That way it was kind of contained and I couldn't roll off of it or anything. But anyway, now that this is done heating up, let me show you something. Let me turn it around. So what we have here is the Pathfinder multi-fuel stove. Really cool little stove. At first I was questioning spending that much money on something and pre-ordering something, because usually when you pre-order something you're getting the first batch of problems. But actually, I really like this stove. It's the centerpiece is cast, so it's a pretty heavy-duty little stove, and I really like it, honestly. And the great thing about it is you can turn the heat down to like just barely almost a candle flame, and I really enjoy that, because some things I like to be able to just simmer and not have to have everything going at full bore to keep the stove, lit. So right now I'm just running it off of this regular little can of fuel. I just had to get an adapter on Amazon. It doesn't come with that particular adapter, but it does come with the 1 pound adapter, and it also comes with all the hardware to run it off of liquid fuel, so white gas or unleaded or diesel fuel. So I want to try it on kerosene, but or not kerosene, but Jet A, because I have a pretty good source of that. So I'll get back to you on that. But as for now, we're just doing our little breakfast in a bag. On one side I have bread, and on the other side I have bacon and eggs just steaming up. So I will catch you after a while. Man, you guys have got to try this. All this is bacon and eggs cooked together in one of these little microwavable steamer bags. And I just put it down in my Pathfinder pot and boiled water in with it. And so now I have bacon and eggs for breakfast in the morning, and I can put the bag in my trash bag and no dirty dishes. Nothing got dirty when I cooked except for the bag. So might be one option to consider.